Good evening, everyone. Today is September 4th, 2025. The time is 6:02, and this is the Acushnet Planning Board. This meeting is being recorded for future viewing on the town's YouTube page and the local cable channel. Can I get a motion to open the planning board meeting?
Motion to open the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a quorum tonight. Can we introduce ourselves, please?
Victoria Alfaro, Town Planner.
Peter Guyep, a member.
Mark Francois, Chairman.
Brian Deschamps, member.
Rick Ellis, Vice Chairman.
All right. Next is the meeting minutes from May 1st.
I'm sorry, it's August 21st.
Okay, August 21st. August 21st, 2025. Myself, Rick, and Peter were in attendance. Steve and Brian were absent. Gentlemen, did you have a chance to look these over? It was a relatively quick meeting. Oh, not too bad. I looked through it. I didn't see any issues.
Pretty minimal meeting.
Yeah.
I would make a motion that we approve the minutes as typed.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fabulous. Thank you. Okay. Moving right along. Discussions. Approval not required. 733 Main Street, map 20, lot 23. This 733 map 20, lot 23. Applicant owner is Carol Laurel, represented by John Romanelli from Zenith Land Surveyors LLC. John, can you walk us through?
I
Can
can.
you introduce yourself to the folks?
Good evening, John Romanelli of Zenith Land Surveyors, 1162 Rockdale Avenue, Bedford. Here representing Carol Laurel, who is the owner of the property at 733 Main Street. I don't know if you guys remember this property, but there was a historical house on this years and years ago that was taken down.
That's...
The only house that's been developed is Carol's son, Chris, built the house here probably at least 10 years ago, maybe more like 15. And I've been back several times to cut up what's left of the old farm. So we cut a lot out for Chris years ago. We recently cut out a strip of land for Alan Perry at the truck repair. He wanted to get a little bit of a buffer, so he approached Carol. We worked out a deal for her to. So that's the last plan you guys saw, was for this little additional.
So, sorry to interrupt. So
Sure.
the lot 23G is part of,
No, that's the new lot we're creating here tonight.
that's this one. So
Correct.
lot 11A is the piece that was cut out for the garage on the left of that.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm showing it as it is deeded now.
Yep.
So basically, Carol's looking financially to sell a lot, and she asked me to go as far away from her daughter's purchase this property in the middle here. So I basically came across the 150 feet, actually 151 feet for the frontage, and it's got the required 150 by 150 box inside this. It's exactly 150 wide, but it's 300 and, let me put the glasses on, 319 feet long. So 23G is the new lot that's being created by this plan. She does have several acres remaining. I know Victoria and I had talked about, I left it as remaining land on one plan, but she said it is still a buildable lot. It's 23 acres of 23 acres of land, which of 2.46 is wet in the corner here on the north side. So I'm sure at some point we'll be back again to do either a retreat lot, or maybe we've got room for a couple more A&Rs over in this area. But for now, this is what she wished to bring to in front of the board tonight.
Okay. Questions, anyone?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
You got the square footage, you got the frontage, You got the,
And it's all upland.
it's all upland, no wetland, you got 150 by 150 box. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to endorse the A&R plan as submitted.
Got a motion, can we
Second
second?
that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Do we sign,
Do you want us to wait till after you do your second presentation?
Yeah, we might have to do them
do
together.
them both together?
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Another A&R approval not required. This is 15 Cushing Lane, map 7, lots 13 and 17. This is former applicant Frederick Von Dress. Did I say- Von Jess, sorry. Representative is also John Romanelli from Zenith Land Surveyors. John?
Good evening once again, John Romelli, Zenith Land Surveyors, representing the Von Jess family. I have Brittany Von Jess, who is the daughter of Frederick. Frederick goes by the name of David, so if I say David, I'm referring to Frederick as I speak tonight. There is some history, and it's a pretty dated history from what I'm finding out on this property. I came into this project probably in April of this year. I was asked by the Von Jess family to see what they could do to maintain. There's a current house at number 15 Cushing Lane that was part of this original parcel. What they would like to do is cut out a Form 8 lot on Cushing Lane that gives us frontage and area for the existing house. I'm gonna step back for a second because what was permitted originally for Mr. Von Jess to build this house back here was once he got this house ready for occupancy, this house was supposed to be taken down. In the process of all of this, he purchased more land out back, this big rectangle out here, he purchased, Brittany, help me out about
2019.
2019, he purchased that. What that did is allowed him now to create a retreat lot, keep his house with the 75-foot setbacks for the retreat lot, and give him all the necessary area to do that, so he didn't have to take down the house out front. So basically what we're doing here is we're cutting out an A&R lot for the house out front, and cutting out a retreat lot with the required 40 feet of frontage, the area, setbacks. The house is constructed, and from my understanding from the building department, they don't have an actual occupancy permit yet because the building inspector wanted to go through this process before he issued that.
Before you issued the,
CO, official occupancy permit.
and how long has this house been there?
A long time. Brittany, help me out again, when did they start construction?
We broke ground 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
That's for the one in the back.
Correct. There are no wetlands on the property. They had some issues getting it to perk, and that's kind of what dragged things out a little bit as well. But last year they did, with the witness of the Board of Health, get a perk test for the new house and also for the septic of the new house out front. Now, part of this process, there is a large barn on the property, and it is going to split the new lot line that I created. You can see I have a little detail off here. It shows the section of the barn to be removed. It's basically a 15 by 30 chunk of the barn that would have to be taken off in order to it to conform to the 15-foot setback on that side. So part of this, I made a note here that this portion of the existing barn is to be removed in order to conform to the side yard setback of 15 feet. So I did a little detail blow up of what Mr. Von Jess is gonna have to do to order to get, to make that barn conform.
Is the building inspector satisfied with that?
He is, I don't think he's gonna allow this CO until,
Okay,
That barn
that's
is actually-
actually, yeah, I'm just looking at the
Yes.
lot itself.
So you're
Because we don't, when when and if we sign it, there's no guarantee of zoning compliance
Correct.
for anything on either of these lots.
correct, and
Okay.
that's noted on both, right underneath the signature block on these plans, that
Okay.
there's no conformity to zoning. And I think, think that does it. You know, obviously, I would love to entertain any questions you may have.
So the gravel road to the back lot is this 40-foot section here,
Correct.
and then there's a gravel road, there's an existing gravel road there now?
Correct. You basically can drive out here. And there's also a barn behind the new house that conforms to the retreat lot
And
setback.
what's the VGC line here
Yeah, there's vertical granite curbing there.
with the stone pillar? So what's the width of the actual gravel road from the property line to the curb? You know, what that
I don't have a scale with me.
I do.
Could be about 20 feet at the closest.
is? Yeah.
What scale is this 40? Looks like we have almost 20 feet here. It does narrow down to about 7 feet.
Where, there's. I'm just, where are you going
Yeah,
Yeah, from this property
Yeah,
line
Down at the end, this end of the property line, yeah.
It's 20 feet right here.
There's a-
That's,
Yeah, the gravel driveway coming in here.
got it, yes, I
So
understand.
that's a little curb line coming in to get out
Yeah,
there.
so, okay. Yep,
So John, again, bear with me here, but
Sure.
in the front, you have you have 40 feet, and you have the curb that goes almost right to the corner, correct? To the
Correct.
corner on the,
Where it flares out to Cushioning, yes.
yeah. And then that curb goes all the way up, and at the very top is about 20 feet.
Correct, in here.
Gotcha.
And it does narrow down because we're trying to save as much of the barn as possible. You see the 35-foot dimension there? That's the narrowest you can go by zoning. You've got to have the 40 feet of frontage. You can narrow it down to 35.
Yeah. Oh, I see where you are, yeah.
That holds 35 all the way through down? to the-
Correct.
Okay.
can I
This
see?
frontage, this area.
Right.
It's off of Cushing Lane, which is, there's no question about that being a town road.
Right.
All that good stuff, so.
Yeah, it definitely is a public 40-foot right-of-way. It is noted on the plan.
Yeah.
I believe once you get to the end of it, it does become private where the White family owns that last parcel. Did you want to say something?
Just that the granite curbing is easily removed if that's necessary.
I mean, it's
It's
just
relevant.
basically a driveway to one house in the back.
Yeah,
That's
as long as, I wanted to hear that you had 20 feet. So as long as you had
Okay.
20 feet there from the narrowest point here,
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
As long as two cars can get by, emergency vehicles can get by,
Yep.
absolutely.
I'm okay, I mean, private roads are 20 feet, so as long as you had about 20 feet there, I'm good with that.
Okay,
If it was, you know, if it was 10 feet, then two cars would have a hard time getting by, emergency vehicles get involved and all that, so that's, but you got 20. And it holds 35 feet all the way, so there's no wetlands. You have the amount of acreage for the retreat lot. You have the setbacks. And again, the building inspector would want to see that part of the bond removed before the.
Shouldn't the common drive have to be 8 feet from the line?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I've seen that on a couple of the ones we did where you had the 40-foot for the lot out back, but the drive that goes up has to be 8 feet off each line. Can't be closer than 8 feet to the property line.
I think that's not with a retreat lot. I think that's with
I think that's a common driveway.
common
Okay.
driveway.
I think
Okay.
it's retreat law. I
Has-
just pulled it up.
So a retreat lot has to have 8 feet on either side of the driveway?
No driveway shall be constructed within 8 feet of any lot sideline. But you're able to adjust that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have more than enough room,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I think that 8 feet was more so that if you were putting up a driveway next to someone else's property,
Hmm.
you know, that you wouldn't be building the
And
driveway
not
right
an
on, right on,
existing.
right on the edge, yeah. They own both of these.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes a matter of whether you want to make them take out that granite curb
I'm just
and
going-
reset
right.
it. Again, that would be a zoning issue with
With
the building
department.
inspector.
Yep. Yeah, we'll
But
address those issues.
that's something you should keep in mind, you know, if he brings that up as a point, you may have to move it over.
Okay.
Can you, is there a slope on that side or anything?
Yeah, can you remove, remove that curbing?
We
and-
definitely could, it's
Absolutely.
a very flat area of the property. I think they really didn't know where this lot line was, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's probably,
We,
unless there's a big slope, most likely
No.
that was the issue.
Yeah.
Path
The
of least
biggest, the
resistance.
big assumption.
it was actually, we have a great relationship with the neighbor on that side, and their house is older, and they are set lower in grade because of the way that road turns. And so to protect her property, we put the granite curbing in so that it created when there's water,
To
when we
swell
get those
the
100-year
over,
storms,
right.
it doesn't go into her basement or into her house. So it's just to keep it on our property. And it's not an issue for us to change that and to go to the property line. We just sort of share that space with her so that,
It seems to be serving some purpose, so it seems to be a good thing to have it.
yeah, and it can get adjusted without an issue if that's what we need to do, and there's
Again,
plenty of
that's
space.
to the building inspector. I do see that you have plenty, so that's up to him. Gentlemen, any more questions?
Nope.
Could you just give us your name for the record? I don't know if Victoria got it.
I apologize, I'm Brittany Von Jess Morse.
Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the plan as submitted.
I have a motion.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So
All
we
is good.
got to sign that. We have to sign at least one set of plans.
Yeah, one of each of the paper copies and one of the Mylars. So if you want to
Pete,
start.
why don't you start it?
Oh, so formal with the cursive.
Yeah, look at that writing, it looks like I rolled in my foot.
Well, that must be better looking than mine.
It's just to allow this space. I talked to, yeah, I was in his office last week because I was
Do
talking
you like pears?
all
Does anybody like pears here?
options.
We have an Asian pear tree,
Yeah.
and this year,
I'm sorry.
we must have had 300 pounds of pears.
Wow.
So I've either got to give, I mean, there's no way we're going to eat anywhere near that many. So
It's a lot of pears.
anybody wants some pears, I've got plenty. And they're very good. They're Asian pears.
The Asian pears are amazing.
They're small, they're crispy, and they've got a nice sweet flavor to them. So if I don't give them away, they're just going to rot out in the compost pile, which is kind of a shame.
It is a shame. I'll take some off your hands.
Okay.
Same.
Same, definitely.
I should have brought a couple of buckets. I thought about it on the way up here.
We put in a dozen fruit trees, and it's the only thing producing. And that, on that property, is just, we're set.
Do you mind just writing your name down here? I just want to make sure I spell it right in the
Sure.
minutes.
Yes, and
Thank you.
David's, and that, exactly
Oh, is it? I apologize.
it doesn't matter, it's just in case it's relevant for
Is it
your.
right on the plan?
Yes, this is a, yes.
Okay.
No, it's actually not.
Okay. Okay. All right. That was my mistake.
No, it's totally fine, I just, in case it's in case it's.
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate that. This was all set.
That's what we plan on doing.
Maybe a living trust or.
That's also what I just talked about, is that we should, and trust her.
Here you guys go.
Great, thank you, Victoria.
Do you just want to send me proof of recording?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night. You have a good night. Okay, moving right along. This is a continued discussion on promoting economic development. So, I don't know if all of you were here at the last meeting or even the meeting before that. But we've been talking about, as a board, we've been discussing on changing some zoning to, to better the economic development, make commercial a little bit easier. There's a lot, we've thrown around a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas that I'd like to implement, but unfortunately we can't do them all at the same time. They gotta, take one bite of the apple at a time. So Victoria has put down here a couple of ideas of what we should concentrate on. Victoria, you wanna kind of walk us through what you've thought here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I sort of put down the same kind of themes that were in the presentation I gave and the presentation I put in the email. So we really want to focus on zoning changes. I think that's where a lot of our economic development kind of spurs from, is what we allow. So we could do that through amending the business village district. And for each of these zoning districts that, we review, you're kind of almost looking for similar things, right? You want to look at what existing uses are allowed and what the square footage allowances are. For the business village district specifically, there's potential to add a mixed-use component there. We want to look at district size and location, the dimensional standards, setbacks, things like that, and parking requirements. Those are just kind of a few elements. Similar to that with the business commercial district, we want to review kind of the same things, just without the mixed use component, at least for with the residential village district. It's come up that we might want to, through our master plan committee meetings, that we might want to expand that district further south, since a lot of the lots down there are kind of that similar size. And that will also help with what we call infill development. So if there's, an empty lot that's of similar size that doesn't have a single family home on it, but all the ones surrounding it do, they should be able to have a home on that lot as well. That's kind of the thoughts that some of our MPC members have expressed. We may also want to look at, potential for, 2 families. I know we have the 2-family conversion. That doesn't really get utilized very much, so if that's something we want to see utilized, we might want to change the wording of that. And then lastly, the Residence A district, that's also come up through our master plan committee meetings about the lot size being rather large, and we might want to look at reducing that requirement. And then more general, I know I had mentioned last time, we might want to look at just like various zoning clarifications, such as lots that are split zoned, a lot that basically has 2 or more zones lying within it. How do we handle that, right? That's not clear in our zoning bylaws. It's not clear to staff or to developers as well. And with that, also adding a table of use might help. A lot of other zoning bylaws have that, and it's basically, it'll show you all of our districts, the type of use, and it'll have like yes, no, special permit, you know, so you can kind of see on one page what's allowed where. It's pretty helpful. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I had, but happy to answer any questions. And you don't have to take any of these ideas if there's other ideas the board has or wants to focus on. But we probably want to pick something rather soon if we're aiming for Springtown meeting. Thank you.
Give me your thoughts.
Well, I mean, in terms of generating more tax revenue, I mean, certainly this central area, wherever sewer and water are available, that's the ideal place to have, you know, commercial types of development.
Now,
So,
how far does sewer and water go up Main Street?
I don't even think it goes,
It's not very far.
I don't think it goes much past Hamlin Street.
Is there a way we can get a map from DPW of,
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I don't. Yeah.
Only because there's so much ledge in the road.
Yeah, I think.
They had a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so sewer only goes so far, but water and gas, I know goes up to like Perry Hill. We got water, and I think gas goes, and I think it goes down Perry Hill, down into Gammons is where the water and the gas line go. It doesn't take a left down the curve of Perry Hill.
Yeah.
So I know there's water and gas down that far. I'm just not exactly 100% sure how far and where the sewer goes. So yeah, if that's something that they might have a map to
They
help us
should, yeah.
better decide kind of which way to go,
Okay.
that'd be good. I'd like to kind of add, like, for me personally, I'd like to see maybe expanding the commercial
That's where I'm
district. You know what I mean? I'd like, if we could go all the way to Leonard with commercial, and you know, when I say that, I don't mean, you know, obviously Target and Walmart aren't coming in. When I say commercial, it could be, you know, a hairdresser, it could be, you
Yeah.
know, a dog groomer, or whatever, a small commercial kind of business that can come in. And Victoria had a good idea, is if somebody could put in a building and have apartment above, and they can get dual income, or live up there and have their business underneath, things like that would encourage people to develop. And small things like that, again, small stores, small hairdresser salon, might not need the sewer. They could just go off a septic depending on the size. I'm not, 100% sure on, what is needed on.
Salons
something.
can be kind of tough because
Because of the
dyes
water
and
usage
dye-
and
well,
stuff.
the stuff that
Goes in.
women put in their hair.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's not the greatest.
I believe it. But just examples of what I mean by commercials, small
Yeah.
businesses like that. I think that's one that we should try to target. Is at least going to Leonard.
I would go even further. I would go further.
Would you go to Lake?
I'd go up to Lake Street.
I mean, because there are certain commercials. I mean, we have ice cream stands. There are certain commercials.
There's actually a lot more commercial.
Probably between Leonard and
Hamlin to Leonard Street, there's probably more commercial from Leonard Street to Lake Street than there is in that other section.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I think that's a valid idea.
and I
To
think
try and get something other than single-family residential.
Yeah, see, that's where I want to head the other direction to the commercial. Let's try to away from the residential because it's really not helping us right now.
No, I agree.
If anything, it hurts us. So,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, my only real comment, I think all of this is pretty much great. The only thing I would say in terms of the residential A and the lot sizes, the reasoning before was we used to have 30,000 square foot lots, and there's a number of subdivisions that are built like that. When we did the master plan last time, one of the things that people liked was a more, not residential, but a more open space ideas for the residential stuff. The 30,000 square foot lots, when you put those in, all the trees are gone. By the time you do the lawn, the garage, the septic system, and room for the well, I mean, there's a number of the 30,000 square foot lots around here, all the trees come down. Almost every last one of them. And that was part of the reason for the 60,000 square foot lots. So that there would be some area on the site that didn't have to be leveled and all the trees taken off. I mean, even on these solar arrays, one of the big things that we hear about all the time is all the trees are gone. Well, that's what happens in a 30,000 square foot lot. All the trees are gone. It also means there's less single-family area, or there are less single-family residents that will go in. That helps the tax base to some degree. A new, bigger house on the outskirts used to be 1.1 kids per house in this area, which at $17,000 a student, well, that's part of the reason we're in the tax crunch we are.
Mhm.
Is it adds more kids to the school and increases the schooling costs. But anyway, that was the reason for the 60,000 square foot lots. And the reason for the retreat lots was to reduce the need to put a 30,000 square foot subdivision everywhere on the north end of town. I'm just throwing that out. That was the reasoning for it. And it's pretty much worked out. I mean, a lot of the retreat lots, you don't even know they're there.
Right.
And there's a lot of trees around the house, and it does contribute to a more rural-looking area. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just putting this out as comments.
Plus the homeowners that wanted to be able to give their kids lots too by having those outlots.
There have been a lot of
For
lots,
retreat lots.
or there've been a
Retreat
fair
lots,
amount of retreat
You know,
lots.
that helps these people that, want their kids to have a piece of land, to me, that's a really driving point for me with the retreat lots.
I think the retreat lots are a good thing because, it's twice the size. It's a big piece of property. And like you said, most of them are set back. You
It
don't
does
see
reduce the amount of land available
Yeah.
for additional single-family housing.
If we didn't have retreat lots, you're absolutely right. People would be blowing in roads and
Oh, yeah.
and having more than just that one or two lots.
Historically, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because we've got 3 roads that kind of run parallel to the river, not 2. So you've got the long stretches of roads, especially on the north end of town, and everybody was building subdivisions off of Middle Road and Main Street as deep as they could go within the dead end requirement. I mean, we were getting requests for waivers on dead ends all the time.
To further up, to lengthen them.
Yeah, because again, there's the main roads are Main Street and Middle Road, and again, particularly on the north end of town, the lots go back deep. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And like Main Street, everything on the west side of Main Street, once you get away from the center of town some, a lot of those lots just to go right down to the river. And then if you go down that section of Main Street right now, you'll see a few houses that are set way back because of that big, long lots that went off of Middle Road and Main Street. That's all.
Now, outside of the village district, and educate me, outside of the village district, if you have a development, like off of Middle Road, the one on the left there, I forgot, I don't even know the name of the street, but if all the lots are 15,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet,
Or
small
6,000,
lot,
or 6 or 8, yeah.
Right, so if there's an available slot in there right now, that's, let's just say, round off to 8,000 square feet, just like everything else in that area, would they be able to build, or would they need 60,000 square feet?
Well, I mean, that can be changed.
Right.
If it's residential A, then again, when you get out on that end of town, and you've got the ledge,
That-
you've got the septic system issues, but, yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example.
That's my
Where you would
thought.
want to, increase the density.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're in an area that has a developed area already, and everything is, 8,000, 6,000, whatever under 10,000 square feet, and there is a lot in there that's available to build on, and everything around it, that person shouldn't be required to have 60,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. That would require a very detailed look at the lots that are out there, and where to create the zone lines, and stuff like that. That's a little bit of work, but it certainly is something that should be looked into.
That's definitely something we should look into, because there are lots like that.
And this even predates me some, but a lot of the older subdivisions, like around Polk Park, and there's a couple of other ones. I think they're either 10 or 15,000 square foot lots. There have been problems with people's septic systems failing and them not having room to put in.
I know a
another.
bigger one.
What's that?
A bigger one.
Well, yeah, one that meets the current code. So that was another reason to go to bigger lots particularly on the north end of town. But if you've got sewer available, even if it's not in front of the place now, that's a good place to look at smaller lots. That's really been one of the biggest problems with smaller lots in this town, is so much of it wasn't, well, almost nothing was sewered way back when. And there were failures on those small lots. You put a family on a small lot and the septic systems weren't lasting. And there was a very limited space to put a larger system in. I mean, even if you put a larger system in, if you've got to dig up the whole existing system, then somebody's on a tight tank situation, until the new one gets up and in place.
Right.
And,
Well, I think we should, I think everybody's in agreement. Let's see what we can do to continue commercial, and let's go to Lake Street. And I just think there's gonna be opposition at town meeting. That's why I was gonna go to Leonard and not
well,
push it so much.
that's your job to sell it at town meeting.
If there wasn't so much commercial down there, then I would be in agreement with you. But it's hard to argue when you got all that commercial already between Leonard Street and Lake Street, to say you wouldn't do it there either. I mean, it just, and it's not like there's a lot of open space in between there that you're gonna be able to put them places anyway. But if somebody's able to do what you said, have a business there, plus they live there, that's great.
I mean, that on, historically, the north end of town was people with a business, whether it was contractors, contractor's yard, or whatever. That was the poor end of town. That's where it was. I mean, the money was all down around Polk Park. I mean, this is like 40, 50 years ago. But
Right.
But yeah, I mean, when you look at some of the older places, the Blue Lantern, the Country Hardware, it's not a gas station anymore, but it was Harding's gas station for years and
Where
years.
was that?
Oh, it's
Right
further
next to
down.
the fire station. The fire station
that
was
was
up in the north end.
yeah.
That used to be Bud's gas station right
Yeah.
there.
What,
Oh, yeah, that
that shop that's right after it?
There's like a machine shop right
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah,
That was that's new development.
that's his son, actually.
It's only been around 30 years or so.
Right.
But,
Okay.
I mean, the farm, the farm was a commercial activity.
That's right.
I mean, we had a milk truck that came from St. Almon's Farm to deliver to us down in, on Middle Road.
Right.
That was, as a matter of fact, my father had an old beat-up milk truck from St. Almon's Farm parked down in back that I had to get rid of.
Okay, well, I think we got some good ideas. I mean, like I said, we can't do all of these in one shot, so we'll take little bites. Maybe 2 of these, extending the commercial, and let's start with that. And then
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good start.
Let's start with that.
Okay,
Let's start
sounds
with
good.
that.
We don't want to put everybody into shock with too
Yeah,
much all at
yeah.
once.
Let's start with that, and then, but we'll keep this as an ongoing discussion, and yeah, definitely put some more things on the calendar. I'd like to find grants that will help us with extending sewer. That would help us a lot. I think that's one of our biggest,
Yeah.
things that we can look for is in any kind of grant is to extend the sewer.
Well, we did apply for the sewer design for extending it down South Main Street. So we are waiting to hear for that award, but that is something we are keeping an eye on and trying to.
There's no sewer going down South Main?
There is, but it stops at around the Century House, I believe.
No kidding.
Yeah, so for the remainder and to service,
Well, I would have thought it went right into Fairhaven.
Yeah.
it doesn't, yeah.
No, I think probably ledge was a big.
Yeah, and that's the
That's
same
what I
thing with
heard.
Main Street over here. It's all ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get that map of
Yes.
where, that would be helpful,
Okay.
just out of curiosity.
They just did borings actually, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, Main Street. They did borings going all the way down the street trying to figure out what they could do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. A lot of ledge.
I mean, in terms of, quote, creating affordable housing, you're looking at maybe small multifamilies and smaller lots if sewer is available. I mean, the other subdivision I was thinking about was around Corey Drive. That's one of those older, smaller lot subdivisions. And that's one area where there's been problems with
Right.
septic systems.
Right, right.
I think, now, did the sewer go down into Pope Park?
I'm not exactly sure.
I'm just curious, because that was one area that was targeted as a problem area for septic systems. There's a pond way down
I
in
know
the
there's a
back.
pond in the back.
That was getting a lot of nutrients in it because of all the septic systems there. And those, again, were not even 30,000 square foot lots, but I think they were around 15.
15, yeah.
And you might ask Joe on the Board of Health
Yeah.
about, whether they still have a lot of problems there, whether the sewer goes down into that area, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, is communicating with Joe over the Board of Health and get his input on past problem areas that he's had issues with.
And I think knowing our infrastructure, like you said, though, knowing where the sewer is, where the water is, where the gas is, would be a good thing for all of us to know when we're trying to figure out where do we want to go.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think we just gave lots of work for you to do, so. Gentlemen, moving on, there was no other business that came in within the last 48 hours. Our next meeting is Thursday, September 18th. Victoria, we have a solar,
Yes, Clem's Way,
Clem's
the
Way is-
1094 Main Street will be on that. And Rick, I believe you said you weren't going to be
I
able to
will,
make
I will
that.
not be here for that one, but I can watch that one on YouTube.
okay,
So I can be part of the process.
Okay, we will need
at least
Four.
4 people, so if Rick isn't here, we're gonna try to see if we can get, because we need 4 to approve a special permit, so if
4 is a quorum for special permit.
Yeah, I might even, I have no idea where I'm gonna be or what's gonna be going on, or what kind of connection I have. But I might even be able to participate via Zoom,
Okay,
over my phone.
okay.
I'm kind of a technological idiot, but, so I can't.
I'm gonna put my hand up too.
I can't guarantee on.
Well, keep us posted on that, because if we fall into a situation like, I know sometimes Steve has an issue with leaving work, I know sometimes you're also working far away. Keep us posted on whether that's something you can do or not.
Okay.
And just keep that in mind when it comes to being able to make next meeting. And yeah, that's that.
So they're still moving forward with the Clem's Way thing.
They're gonna come in front of us. Say that. That's it. Anything else? Anybody would like to discuss?
Yep, all set.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.